judge, which seems a really extraordinary thing. Cenk, here's the problem with this. Tommy Robinson wields an extraordinarily
I live in a free country.
Well, hang on, Don. I've just given you free speech to have your rant. It's fine. I don't agree with you. We can agree to disagree. You agree, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You believe in free speech, so calm down. So Cenk, here's the issue. Tommy Robinson wields an extraordinarily odd influence to the conservative right in America, who seem to believe all the stuff he comes out with. And in the process, he paints this picture of Britain, which I simply don't recognize. I live here. I walk around the streets, despite what some American guests have said. I go to football matches with real British people every week. I'll be at one tonight with 60,000, mainly working class British people. I don't recognize, and it'll be full of people from all walks of life, black, white, Muslim, Jewish, Christian. And you know what? It's all fine. There's no Muslim takeover. The game won't be stopped halfway through because the Muslims have decided in a Sharia court that we're not allowed to play. This is all horseshit. Cenk, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's fine. 250,000 of your women are being raped by Muslim, but it's okay.
Again,
it's fine.
Utterly ridiculous statement.
Go to Birmingham, go to Manchester.
Utterly ridiculous statement. As I've said repeatedly, the vast majority of sexual crime against women.
I mean, I'm sorry, but do y'all even go there? Because y'all telling us to go there. How about this? Since y'all live there, why don't y'all show us how bad it is? Because that's all I ever hear from these guys. Well, go here, go there, go there. And I'm just like, okay, great. Well, why don't you show us what's going on over there? Because people go to these places and all they see is Muslims living in peace. I don't really see a Muslim takeover. Or what? Y'all run behind a group of Muslims and y'all call that a Muslim takeover. Like, I'm very confused on what you guys are talking about, because y'all just show a group of Muslims praying and boom, now we're talking about a Muslim takeover. So yeah, you guys are a bit extreme when you guys, well, I would say this, you guys are a bit extreme in your rhetoric when it comes to this whole concept of a Muslim takeover of the US or even the UK on a much smaller scale.
That
in
was
the UK,
Lord Malcolm Pearson in Parliament.
Don Keith, the vast majority of sexual crime against women in my country is committed by white men.
Oh, here we go. You've never heard of per capita?
I have heard of per capita.
It's disproportionately committed by Muslims against white Christian girls because it's a rape.
I mean, you know, per capita, and I get that, But here's the thing, though, because the reason why we got to go per capita, because there are more white people in the UK than Muslim men. But here's the thing, though, Muslim men could be white, Black, Hispanic. So to sit there and say Muslim, I mean, bro, you're also saying white, Black, Hispanic as well. So what do you mean by Muslim? Pakistani? Like, you mean the Pakistani, the Arabs? Like what do you mean? Because you just can't say Muslim as if Muslims don't come in all colors.
Genocide.
Right, let me bring Cenk in. Cenk.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so there's a couple of layers of this. First of all, the idea that Sharia law is about to take over London, or here in America, Oklahoma keeps passing laws as if the Sharia law is about to take over Tulsa. This is all demagoguery, and it's super obvious, especially in America where Muslims are a tiny, tiny minority. So the reason why people push that forward is because they want people to hate Muslims. Now, why do they want people to hate Muslims? How come there's no propaganda against Buddhists or Hindus, right? And please don't start.
I'll tell you why. Because India got nukes. That's why India got nukes. Like, and we're cool with Buddhist nations. That's why we're cool with Buddhist nations, and India got nukes, and all the Buddhist nations listen to what the hell we say, or whatever the hell China says. So, hey, they're playing for somebody, or they're playing under some superpower.
Yeah, no one propaganda against anyone. But the reason why there's overwhelming propaganda against Muslims in the West, no, actually, there
is no mass rape of women going on. Not in the U.S. from Muslims. Not in the U.S.
They did it to the Rohingya in Myanmar. So it's not about religion, guys. Buddhists do it, Jews do it, Muslims do it, Christians do it. There's people who abuse other folks all across the world from all the different religions. You mentioned shunning women who leave the religion, or shunning anyone who leaves the religion. The Mormons do that. So you talk about, oh my God, how do they treat their wives, and they expect them to be traditional.
Fond of Mormons.
There's literally a concept called trad wives here. Yeah, there's a concept called tradwives in America. So you can insult everybody's religion if you want, but the most important part is, why are they doing this? And there's a politics behind it. In fact, there's people paying for it. The Israelis pay people in the UK and the US to spread hatred towards Muslims so that the UK and the US will finance Israel and their war crimes.
Now, we can just take the conspiracy out of it and we can say, oh, no, it's all Zionist propaganda. And I'm be real with you, Zionists do push it. But I would like to sit there and say that, no, they actually believe that Islam is a threat. They actually believe Islam is coming for their freedom. So I like to dispel that. I'm like, all right, well, prove to me how Islam is a threat to you. They usually can't prove that. Actually, they never can. And I mean, they could sit there and talk about terrorism in another state that doesn't affect them. And I mean, they'll just further prove my point. And I also say, well, all right, we see how Islam doesn't hurt you or affect you. Well, I mean, how's it taking away your rights? And they won't be able to name one law given by a Muslim that takes away your rights. Not one. But they'll sit there in your face and swear up and down that there's a Muslim takeover. Like, it's crazy.
Wars against Muslims.
Actually, check.
It's totally on purpose.
It can actually be easier than that. I mean, Keith, for example, you shared a video to your very large online audience with the caption, "This is a town council meeting in England, not Afghanistan. I shit you not." And you use the footage to push a narrative that British local government institutions have been completely overrun and dominated by foreign Islamic interests. The very point you've been making to me. But it turned out the footage was of a meeting in Pakistan. And you then took that down, right? So would you like to apologize for a ridiculous...
I did take it down, but it was a repost.
Have you apologized?
I took it down. It was wrong, yeah.
You apologized?
Of course I apologized. If it was wrong, yeah.
Okay, good. Why did you post it without checking?
I mean, that's what a lot of these Muslim haters do on X. Like, they post these videos that they get from their favorite Muslim hating account. They repost it themselves. Then community guidelines or an asshole like myself comes there and shoot them out in the comments. Like, every single time when they sit there and say, oh, Allah is a demon and all this wild stuff. And then I come in with the facts, with the citations, is like, you know, Jesus prayed to Allah. You know that, right? So when they say Allah, they get that from Jesus himself because he prayed to Allah, because he spoke Aramaic. But a lot of people don't even understand that. And it'd be Christians who say this. So it kind of shows the ignorance of the Christian community when it comes to their own religion and Islam.
Several people have posted, you know, that's the problem with social media. Sometimes we try to be too quick and rather than accurate, and that was a mistake on my part. I don't have a problem owning a mistake.
Apologizing.
So yeah, I took the post down as soon as I realized it was wrong. But the difference in, you know, as I see it and all these things you're pointing out about the different religions, there's a reason why we don't see almost no Muslim girls in the rape statistics in Britain, is because it's a religiously motivated rape jihad against Christians by these predominantly Pakistani Muslim men. You don't find the white men. Hold on.
Or I don't know. Maybe the hijab works for all we know. Okay, I'm just playing. But dog, you got to bring the numbers to say that. You're talking out your ass. You're literally talking out your ass right now. Like, you got to bring the numbers to prove that, all right, well, all these white Christian girls are getting raped, but not the Muslim women. Is like, how do you know that? How do you know that, bro? Just because it wasn't raped in a hijab? Well, not all Muslim women choose to wear the hijab, but they still practice Islam. So, like, how do you know this? Where's the numbers? Where's the numbers? Let me know.
The white men in Britain raping Muslim girls as some sort of religious targeting, because the reason they don't rape their own girls is because that would be haram. So they go outside of their religion.
No, it would be haram to rape women, period. What? Like, it's haram to rape women, period. What are you talking about? Yo, that is crazy. Like, yo, I'm sorry, but it is forbidden to rape women or hurt women physically or emotionally in all Abrahamic religion. All of them hold women sacredly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all don't even know the religion at all, but you're making these wild, like, well, I'm saying it's not having, but taking these wild positions on Islam, saying that it represents this, that, and the third, when it's quite the opposite.
Because that's considered all right, because we know what the Quran says about sex slaves and all those things outside your religion. It's just
Come
made
on,
up.
this is
It's
just
made up.
Well, let me
Okay.
bring Ava
ugly,
Santina back in.
bigoted,
Let me bring
made-up
Ava Santina back in here.
in your mind.
Let
You
me-
probably want to do it.
Hang
That's
on,
why
hang on,
you
check.
put it. You project it
that
on the
is so
Muslims because your
disgusting.
sick
You're an
mind
idiot.
thinks
That
that
is
that's
You're
a
an
fun
idiot.
thing to do.
disgusting.
You're an
We
idiot.
don't.
I mean, let's be real though. With Jake Lang, who was hitting up a 16-year-old, Nux, who allegedly, you know, was talking to younger people, younger girls. So it does seem to be the main haters of Islam do tend to have a bit of a pedophilic history. It is kind of weird.
Think that's
You're
a
an
fun
idiot.
thing to do. You think it's
You're
a
an
fun thing to
idiot.
do because you're a
So
sick
disgusting.
individual.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. You're an idiot. You just said that 2 billion people think it's okay to rape women. Do you hear yourself? I'm sorry, but like what Cheng said, it was a bit out of line, but what you said was way worse. And I see why he's mad. Because you're like, bro, even I'd be mad at you, and I'm not even Muslim, and neither is Cheng. But like, let's be real, bro. You just pretty much said that 2 million people is okay with rape. Like, that's crazy to say. No, and it shows your complete ignorance of the religion.
What was it?
Oh wow, that was as effective.
Well, I'm
argument.
sorry, I missed what you said, Cheng. What did you
Oh,
say?
yours was super effective too.
Cheng,
Yeah,
what was the point you made?
So what happens? Hold on. What happens all the time with anti-Muslim hatred is projection. So, for example,
I'm not
the Israelis talking
anti-Muslim.
about Muslims
I like
rape.
Muslims who like me. I don't like
Hold
Islam.
on. Shut up.
That is retarded. Yeah, this guy's low-key stupid. I'm not even gonna lie. He's low-key an idiot. Like, okay, bro. Like I said, you can't sit there and say that, oh, I just hate Islam, I don't hate Muslims. Like, bro, a Muslim will look at you like you're stupid. It's like, you know, I like my religion and why I identify as a Muslim is because I follow Islam. So you saying you hate Islam is basically saying you hate what I identify as, aka you hate me. So you can't sit there and say, oh, I have Muslim friends, but I hate Islam. Like, nah. You could say I have Muslim friends, but I'm not the biggest fan of Islam. That's fair. But you just can't sit there and say I outright hate it. Like, come on now. I can't hate Christianity and have Christian friends. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
Shut up. Hey, bigot.
You shut up.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Shut your mouth.
What you gonna do?
Okay.
What you gonna do?
So no, it's my question. It's my question. Okay. So this bigot comes on here and makes up this fantasy he has in his head about Muslims raping white women because he wants to rape women and he thinks that's a fun thing to do.
Okay,
so he projects it on the Muslims.
I
as if
can't.
they
No,
would
Cheng.
want it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's a reach, though. But like I said, I hear his point, but he could have made that point a little bit more subtly. Like pointing out guys like Jake Lang and a lot of these other anti-Muslim guys that do get caught up messing with little girls while they're saying, oh, Muhammad's a pedo and all Muslims are pedos and they worship a pedo and all this wild stuff while they're over here committing pedophilic actions themselves. Pedophilic. Yeah.
They
Cheng,
never
That's
rape
because
the
he's a
women.
sick-
Cheng, I'm sorry. No, hang on, Don.
Rape fantasy.
Cheng, you cannot say that. I'm sorry.
Low-key.
There is absolutely no evidence
I
that
can, and
Don
I
Key
just did.
wants to rape people,
I don't
right?
know.
And let's be clear
Thank you.
about.
Well, there's no evidence that
and let me
Muslims
be
want to
clear-
do it either,
well,
but he just made it up.
No, he hasn't made it up. I would argue there's an exaggeration there for this reason. There was
I mean, let's be real though. Nah, Pierce, you do got to have the same energy for that. Because I will be like, yo, you're right. You did kind of make that up. You just said that Muslims want to rape people. 2 billion people want to rape people. Like, do you hear yourself? You just like villainize every Muslim man. Like, that is crazy. When in most Muslim countries, if you rape a female, bro, that's your ass. You getting executed. Like, what? You go to jail here for like 8 years, and over there you lose your life.
clear.
Oh, then I'm exaggerating.
Maybe he
wants to rape adult women.
No,
I don't
think he
know.
wants to.
Just adult women.
He's given no
maybe it's others.
indication he wants to rape any
goat.
women, right? So
Maybe
I
you
think
wanna
that's an
rape a goat.
outrageous thing to say. And what I would say about the point he's making.
Oh, it's an outrageous thing to say about him, but it's not outrageous to say about all Muslims.
No, but the point.
No, it's much more outrageous to say it about
What
all
is-
Muslims.
what
The
is-
only reason you
I
would
didn't say
think it
all
is if it's a
Muslims.
fantasy in your head.
Bro, come on, dog. You said Muslims with an S. I think it's okay to go out there and rape women outside of their religion, dog. That's exactly what you said. Nah, and you didn't say some, you didn't say the select group, you didn't say select group of people or culture. You said Muslims. Like, come on now, bro.
Yeah,
Muslim.
Don, you think about it all the
I didn't
time,
say-
don't you?
It's not my statistic. It's it's the British government statistic. 250,000 plus girls in the last 25 years have been raped by predominantly Pakistani Muslim men. That was Lord Malcolm Pearson in the House of Lords who said that. It was not me. So don't get mad at me. You go get mad at Lord Malcolm Pearson.
Can I just tell you this sophistry, this trick that they do? So they do it here in America with immigrants. I don't know anything about that number, but here in America, immigrants commit less crime. In fact, legalized immigrants like me, naturalized citizens like me, commit a quarter of the crime. So, and a person born in America is 4 times more likely to commit crime, right? But what they do is they find 1 or 2 cases or a series of cases over 25 years, and they go, look at the number of cases. Now, if you did that with, as Piers said, with white Christians, you would have a number that is so much higher. But they don't say that, and I wouldn't say that. Does that mean all white Christians do it? Of course not. Of course not. But these guys who want to spread hatred, they go and cherry pick numbers, which are much, much worse for the native born or for white Christians. But we don't cherry pick numbers like that to blame white Christians, because that's insane. If you're a white Christian, you're not responsible for the act of some stupid rapist. That's not fair to you.
Let me bring in. I want to bring in. All right. I want to bring in. All right.
As a blanket statement about all Muslims,
I want to bring the women back into the debate.
Muslims,
okay.
And B, they're all serving Israel.
White men stay within their own. The difference is white men stay within their cultures. All races, pretty much, for any crime you find.
That is complete. By the way, Don, that is
white men stay within their cultures. I mean, I don't know about that. I think you gotta. It depends on the individual. Like, bro, I don't know. He's tripping. I ought to hear that one again.
In their own. The difference is white men stay within their cultures. All races, pretty much, for any crime you find.
That is complete. By the way, Don, that is complete nonsense. The idea that white men only rape within their own cultures. I didn't say only. I said predominantly. Predominantly. So just hear me out. If you look at.
That's the same across the board, bro. In Pakistani guys are basically gonna rape their own women, sadly. Black community, same thing. White community, same thing. It's bad, but it's just how it happens. When it comes to you being a member of your own community, well, guess what? A crime is most likely gonna be committed on you by a member of your own community. Just the way it works out.
Predominantly rape white women, and you think that's a good thing? You think it's a good thing that white men predominantly rape white women?
All right, you know what? I'm going to bring a woman in here because I feel increasingly
crimes in general are committed.
I'm going to say I don't like any of the tenor of what you guys are talking about. All right, rape is the most serious sexual crime imaginable.
I agree.
And at the moment, it's getting trivialized in a pretty distasteful manner. Ava, let me bring you in here.
I agree.
Look, we're talking about this in a way which I find increasingly uncomfortable.
Can I just say, importantly, before you ask me your question, I can't find any evidence of that statistic. No. And I think the thing I would say, which is probably not going to go down very.
Oh no, because there isn't none at all. Actually, I was looking it up myself. I was trying to get a little deep dive into it. So I started off with how many rape of women happened in the UK last year. And let's see here. The police reported about 74,000 rape offenses in England, Wales during 2025, which reflected the highest volume since official recording metrics began, which is outrageous. But as I just kept going down the line, I'm just like, all right then. Well, let's see here. How many of them were Muslim or Arab? And, at that point, they should be able to, hash it out for me. Like, oh, yeah, this is how much these guys were Pakistan, Afghanistani, and all this good stuff. But when I asked the question to AI, I'm going to show you what they hit me with. This right here. Yeah, the official UK crime database does not track or hold data on religions such as Muslim or Pacific regional ethnicities such as Arab of the perpetrators of crime. So, yeah. Basically, how does he know that? Because the way the UK database works, it doesn't work like that. How would you even be able to get that if they don't track the crime like that? But yeah, there is no nationwide annual statistics linking rape suspects or convicted rapists to their religious beliefs or Pacific Arab ancestry. So it doesn't exist, but they're acting like it does. And that's the problem. You see the problem here? People are acting like information exists when it doesn't. And that's not how even UK tracks their crimes or their great crimes. are basically sexual assault crimes.
Very well, but various police forces, and actually that was one of the main reasons that the Rotherham grooming gangs exploded in the way it did, don't actually record ethnicity and race. That's a big problem in this country. So it'd be highly unlikely that you'd have been able to have that kind of data in the first place. It was announced by, it was given to the House of Lords by Lord Pearson.
House of Lords.
Sorry, thank you. But by Lord Pearson, but there isn't any evidence that it was then submitted to ministers who rejected it. So I don't think there is any evidence for that claim.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I ask you a question?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course he's lying.
If someone, God forbid, raped your daughter and then came back to you and said to you, actually, let's talk about ethnicity.
What the fuck? No, literally. It's like, wait, what? So because you can't have, y'all don't got no facts, y'all got no numbers, no nothing. Now you want to talk about, well, somebody raped your daughter. How would you feel if somebody started talking about race? Like, bro, what does that have to do with anything? Hey, yo, that was kind of funny. I felt it when she said, yo, what the fuck are you just talking about? That was hilarious. Go back.
Evidence that it was then submitted to ministers who rejected it. So I don't think there is any evidence for that claim.
Sorry, can I ask you a question?
Of course, of course he's lying.
If someone, God forbid, raped your daughter and then came back to you and said to you, actually, let's talk about ethnicity and religion and statistics and not the fact that your child has been raped. How would you feel? How would you feel?
But I'm just
These are
saying
children we're talking about. Children have been raped, and rather than people just focusing on the fact that these children.
No. Look. We understand. Great. Children, not great at all. But we do understand that yes, children have been raped. Yeah, apparently. But the problem is that we cannot prove that it was done by Muslim men or people of Arab ancestry. That's the problem. But you guys say that we can, that it's out there, but it's not. That's the problem here. So you bringing this up like, yo, we understand that kids do get raped. Yes, we wish we could stop it forever. But you do not have no proof that it's done by primarily Muslim or men of Arab descent. There, none at all.
I'm just not doing this.
They're talking about Islamophobia, racism, and all of this.
Using
the example that white men rape in this country is like saying, oh my gosh, Nigerians are raping so much Nigerians. White men are the majority in this country. So yes, they are going to make up the statistics of men raping. But when we're talking about grooming gangs, yes, it is Asian Muslim men. We're not saying it's all men. We're not saying it's all men. What I'm trying to say is, if someone raped your daughter, you would not like someone to come to you talking about ethnicity, racism, Islamophobia. You would want
yes, actually, if you're sitting here trying to say that, hey, yo, it's mainly Muslim men and Pakistani men that are raping women, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and prove that. And if this, God forbid, a crazy scenario, but yeah, if they were talking about, oh, my daughter being raped by a Muslim or Arab men, I'm be real with you. That doesn't mean that's all that consists of all rape. Just because, and I mean, damn, I don't even like this scenario. Honestly, I really don't. But just because my daughter got raped by a Muslim man doesn't mean that every daughter that gotten raped or every girl that's gotten raped is going to be by Muslim or Arab. Just because that's my case. And no, I do not have any kids.
That
he is literally just given a statistic making that exact point.
At the end of the day,
Ava is responding to a statistic.
Young girls are being assaulted. Why are we talking about statistics and racism?
But that was my point earlier.
Have some compassion. Why don't you guys sit here and say it's sad?
We are literally the ones who are having the compassion.
Just sit here and say it's sad.
Nah, bro. To catch a predator, it do mostly be white guys. I don't really ever see too many Arabs get caught up by those guys. Never too much Arabs. Mainly white guys. But you know, we're just gonna shut up about that, guys. Remember, per capita. That's what they want to hit us with. They have no numbers, no nothing, but per capita.
And we need to find.
Bro, here's the thing: they can't even give us the effing per capita numbers, because even when they say, "Oh, well, per capita," all right, great. Well, what's the numbers per capita then? Well, just per capita. All right, let's say I'm willing to concede the argument. And all right, let's say you may have a case here about the Pakistani guys and the raping. What's the number per capita of it happening? And they don't have it because they can't even prove that they're predominantly doing it. Whoop.
To stop, but you guys sit here and talk about Islamophobia and racism and statistics. Who cares? I don't care if it's one person. We should just have some flipping compassion.
But is that not the point that we're all
There's
making?
two reasons.
No, the point that I'm
the
making is, why
point?
wasn't your response, this is wrong, we need to figure out a way to do it? Instead, you brought out statistics from your phone
Sorry,
talking about,
that's just
I
not
cannot
fair.
find it.
That is categorically
No, what I'm trying to
unfair.
say is, as a woman, have some...
No. The problem is, lady, you should have came here with the facts if you cared that much about it. I hate people who argue for a position that they can't even defend them damn selves. And then they get mad when you bring up the facts and then they want to act like you're just some type of heartless person. It's like, lady, you should have came here with the facts already. Like, here's the statistic, here's the organization, here's how they gathered it, here's how they proved that it's predominantly Muslim and Arab guys that are doing all the raping. Like, that should be what you are doing. But sadly, you can't do it. And because you guys can't find the information, I guess you're gonna go into a bit more of a conspiratorial mindset of, oh, they're just hiding it like that they were doing with Tommy Robinson film. They're trying to hide the crime of the Muslims because it's a Muslim takeover and you want. I mean, how far y'all willing to take this with no proof?
Compassion. And
No,
if
I'm not going to have you dominate the narrative here.
If someone's
I'm
telling
saying
you that young women are being assaulted, and your first yes, because you know what you're doing is disgusting.
I'm sorry.
And demonic. It's so demonic.
What is demonic? What are you talking about?
It's demonic.
You've just driven someone to leave the studio.
Yeah, no, she left by herself.
You made up a stat that you called it demonic.
Are being assaulted.
No, I'm not going to have you dominate the narrative here.
If someone's telling you that young women are being assaulted, and your first yes, because you know what you're doing is disgusting.
I'm sorry.
And demonic. It's so demonic.
What is demonic? What are you talking about?
It's demonic.
You've just driven someone to leave the studio.
Yeah, no, she left by herself.
You made up a stat that you called it demonic.
She does not like the fact that I just
made up a stat that you couldn't prove, that nobody can find, and then you call her demonic and you just start lashing out. Like, well, what if your daughter was raped? Like, girl, what type of emotional manipulation are you trying to pull here?
Drew her out for being actually quite disgusting. If someone tells you
she
that
wasn't
young
disgusting,
girls
you were the one
being
being disgusting.
And how?
You didn't listen to her.
How?
I
listened to everything that she said.
No,
and
you
what
didn't.
I
You
thought
started talking
is that
about
she
it. What
was
if your daughter was
disgusting.
raped? Are
She
you
was
insane?
saying a claim made by another
If
panel
someone
member.
tells you that a young person has been raped, I don't care if it's 5 English women or 2 English women, have some compassion and just say it's wrong.
Where did she show no
it made-
compassion? What are you talking about?
When did she say?
The lady, you're not making no sense. You're acting like she sat there and said that, oh, yeah, well, girls are being raped. Oh, well, no. She sat there and said, oh, well, you're saying girls are being raped by mainly Pakistani and Muslim men. I mean, I can't find that statistic. You lash out at her saying that, oh, so what you're saying that's just not happening. How could you ever be so heartless? It's like, well, no, I'm just saying I can't find it. Like, she's like, bro, she's lashing out and completely crashing out.
In this interview that this is wrong and we need to figure out a way.
You weren't even
stop.
listening to why she was saying what she was saying.
No, but what
She was
I'm
checking
trying
what
to say
Don
is,
Keith
why
said.
was her first response bringing out statistics and not saying actually this is wrong?
Because
and
another
let's figure
panel
out a way
member
to-
made a
Because you
claim
made up a
about the
statistic.
How stupid can you be?
It's not about being
You made
stupid.
up a
You're the one that's
statistic and then
stupid
said it
because
was
you're still using
demonic.
the whole far right now.
And guys, this is a lesson how bigotry just makes you an idiot. Like, the more bigoted you are towards Muslims and Arabs, the more dumb you're gonna sound. And if you want to avoid sounding this dumb, I suggest you get educated. If you're just gonna hate Islam and Arabs, just get educated about it. Truly get educated about it. Truly talk to these people before you end up like a dumbass like her. Because I'm gonna be real with you guys, this is how a lot of you anti-Islam guys sound. Like, exactly like this. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Because another
Take a look at it. Take a look at it. Ignore the chest size. No, look at the face. Look at the stupidity. Just pay attention to that. And that is what you are becoming.
panel member made a
Because you
claim
made up a
about a
statistic.
statistic. How stupid can you be?
It's not about being
You made up a
stupid. You're the one that's
statistic and then
stupid
said it
because
was
you're still using
demonic.
the whole far right narrative.
The statistic
when you
wasn't
can
made up.
clearly see-
The statistic was not made up. It was extrapolated from data that came from Rotherham, Telford,
Extrapolated.
and Oxford.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
Why
that
are we
same
talking about
method. That
statistics?
same method
You
of
just
extrapolation
said-
is used for disease
I'm blown
prevalence,
away.
wildlife, environmental factors.
Well, we can't find it. Like, bro, I'm literally searching my black ass off to find this stuff. Like where does it say Pakistanis and Muslims commit most of the grapes? Or they have a high number of graping women outside of their community? I'm sorry, but like, where's it at? And here's the thing, it happens, but not in the high numbers that you're declaring it happens in. So no way. But I mean, what else? I don't know. Maybe they'll come out with something. Let me see here. For this instance, among males serving immediate custodial sentences, specifically for rape in England and Wales, approximately 12% of the total self-declared as Muslims. So even in England and Wales, only 12% of the guys who are like convicted of rape are Muslims. So that don't even help their point. But I'm looking, guys. I'm looking for it. Okay. Apparently they say it exists, and you know, I'm being charitable.
That same method of data collection is used throughout science.
Let me try and help for those who are too stupid at the back.
Piers Morgan just
Don
said
Keith
that
made a
rape
claim
is a sensitive
which Ava
topic,
Santina.
whilst at the same time,
What are you talking about?
justifying the fact that we should not have sympathy for it, and at the same time,
Nobody said that. What are you talking about?
Have sympathy for what's going on with
Nobody
the
said that.
Do you have sympathy?
What do we do?
Do you
what?
have sympathy for the young English girls that have been assaulted? Do you have sympathy?
Sorry.
So now you're stuttering. Now you're stuttering.
No, I have.
So you've just exposed yourself.
Do you know what?
Having
I have a no stupid people rule on panel members for this show, and sometimes we drop below it. The way you started this panel and the way you've ended it suggests that you shouldn't have passed our bar, because frankly, you've been not only stupid and ill-informed and told a bunch of lies, but then right at the end, you've driven one of our regular panel members to leave because you told disgusting lies about her.
Force her.
You made disgusting suggestions about what.
Yeah, I just keep looking. I'm just looking all over. Like, let's see here. The grooming gang scandal and all this good stuff, but still there is no comprehensive nationwide study or data sources that establish that men of Pakistani heritage commit the vast majority of rapes in the UK. Broad academic consensus and official statistics shows that the vast majority of overall sexual offenses in the UK are committed by, of course, white men. That makes up the majority of the country, of course. So where are they getting this from? And I know you talk about the per capita. Well, give me the per capita number. Just saying per capita like that means something. Like, you're just supposed to say per capita, and that just ends the conversation.
She did or didn't care about.
She lied. I was just questioning where is her sympathy.
To be clear, Don Keith made a statement involving a statistic. Ava checked it. The 250,000 stat is widely circulated but unsubstantiated, as she explained. The Government Grooming Gangs Task Force, created in 2023, helped police to identify more than 4,000 victims. Let me say what I believe about that. It was disgusting that that was going on for so long without proper accountability. It was disgusting that there was a cover-up at all levels of government in this country to not bring the perpetrators to book. Yes, it is true that in that particular grooming gang, rape gang scandal, it involved predominantly British, Pakistani, Muslim men.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not like it didn't happen. The problem is that because of that incident, they just said, now, it's all Pakistani men, when it was just that group of Pakistani men that was doing that wild ass shit. And some of the people who were low-key, like, allowing them to do it in their community. It was just that group. Trying to say that that's all Pakistanis and Muslims is insane.
Those things are inarguable. But it's also true that the vast majority of sexual crime in this country is perpetrated by white men. Right, so this idea that it's only perpetrated by Muslims is nonsense.
Only Muslims.
And the idea that people like me, or Ava Santina have no compassion for the victims, when all we have done for the last few years is express loudly and repeatedly our compassion for the victims and our outrage about the scandal, is frankly ignorant, stupid, and disgustingly offensive. And I don't blame Ava for leaving, and you, I'm afraid.
I'm weak, though. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, Piers has no tolerance for these anti-Islam people. I have more tolerance than Piers does. Jesus.
If you ever come back here, which I think is unlikely, Sintish, you should be better informed. And when you're on a panel, you should listen to what people are actually saying before you smear them in the way that you smeared them. We're going to end things there. Thank you to my panel. I appreciate it. We're turning now to the claims of an Israeli plot to hijack Eurovision voting and Israel's decision to sue the New York Times, with two guests who actually both attended marches in London this weekend, but not the same one. Jonathan Conrickers is a former lieutenant colonel and spokesman for the IDF, and Kieran Andreou is a British Palestinian journalist and activist. Well, welcome to both of you. Jonathan, nice to see you here in the studio.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and pause this one and get back to this Dave Smith and Nick Fuentes interview that came out like